I'm going to take a little bit different off track from the presentations, what we have been listening in since the morning. We kind of walked through what are the technologies out there, how retailers could benefit. Well, I'm going to challenge us and see, can retailers really use the IoT with the platforms that they have? And I pardon for having my presentation a little bit more technically engaging. And for the business folks that are here, I want you guys to take this back and challenge your CIOs or your IT leaders. And the IT folks that are here, think through and figure out how you have to disrupt the normal way of thinking in terms of delivering the business solutions. So regarding me, I have been in store front-end technology strategies, driving for large retailers in the US, Target, Walmart, and also have sat in multiple technology advisory boards in the US and around the world. And currently, I'm responsible for store front-end transformation, both POS and payment systems, anything that the customers would interact across globally for Walmart. I don't have responsibility for the US, but I actually am from US, so funny. All right. So I'm going to talk us a little bit through the customer habits, the ecosystems today in retailers. What are the challenges, and where should retailers focus in general and in technology disruptions that meets the business value and drives the programs mostly business-driven? And then walk us through a couple of case studies that we're trying, or we're partnering with some universities to try out some concepts leveraging the IoT. So thinking of customers, right? We talked about customer a lot today, but I have a question in mind. Are we the same shopper every time we shop? I'm not talking in terms of like the split personalities or anything like that, but how do we shop in terms of our habits? Same retailer, or different retailers. There could be things that I do before going into the store, like adding coupons online, look up my previous receipts and see what I actually bought last week, and realize that there may be something that I actually missed out last week that I must get it this time, right? And then if there are any specials in the promotions that I need to add into my list, and also, check prices as I walk through in the aisles or side of the store, check for anything. And also, if I'm someone that have a big cart, I like to look for Dave, who is my favorite cashier in the store, so I could have a little chat and have that journey a little bit more memorable. Because, at the end of the day, it's all about the journey of that customer for that particular transaction. That is what will make and determine if that same shopper is going to come back to your store next time or not. It's not the experience for the last 7, 8 years. It is that single journey in that particular day that drives whether they come back to your store tomorrow or not. And then also, if you think of different options the customers have, especially in grocers, you start to see a lot of this scan and go or self-checkout type checkout options where the customers can scan by themselves. I like to go with my 8-year-old to the shopping, and the way to keep her engaging is give one of those little toys so that she can keep scanning as we put items in my cart, and then I just check out when I go. So that's a nice way to kind of have a daughter-daddy bonding, and at the same time not have her focused on the other items that I don't want her to look at. Because you go with younger kids, you always have them attracted to candy, toys, and it's hard to manage to bring them out of that. And also, you think of different options that customers would have. All these things, a lot of expectations, right? It's in order to use a customer journey as a whole, and it's not one single thing that they're expecting. They're expecting like 15 different shopping scenarios in one single store, one single format. How do you actually solve for it, right? That's bigger picture. And I would like to show a video.
Meet Sam. As a travel blogger, she gets to travel all the time, and her next adventure doesn't come much bigger than this. But before then, she needs to buy a few things. Most importantly, brand new hiking boots. So Sam searches online. Her search history is logged online with Sam's previous purchases from her preferred stores for hiking supplies. Artificial intelligence software scans millions of lines of text and sifts through thousands of pictures describing Mount Kilimanjaro's terrain and the area's weather conditions. It matches boots that will be suitable for the trip against Sam's personal style, based on her purchasing history. Right away, a chatbot pops up from her favorite store, offering a 15% discount for boots and a message. The store immediately responds, and Sam is one step closer to her big adventure. She jumps into a taxi. Time to go shopping. At the store, a wireless beacon triggers a notification to tell staff that Sam has arrived. This means that Joe, the store manager, can have Sam's boots ready and waiting in the mixed reality space. On the third floor, Sam is greeted by Joe, who takes her through to try on her boots. A long uphill walk confirms they fit like a glove and won't pinch or rub in the wrong places during the steep mountain climb this summer. And having seen where she's going, she's more excited than ever for her trip. Having a happy, engaged customer in store means that Joe can now jump on new opportunities to sell, while offering the intrepid adventurer personalised experience. He takes a look at Sam's previous purchases and discovers she hasn't bought a tent in the past 5 years. Might she be interested in looking at one today? Joe recommends some tents suitable for the extreme conditions of Mount Kilimanjaro. And so, Sam gets excellent personalised service, comfy hiking boots, and a brand new tent. And Joe's able to go even further for his customer. As Sam travels home, a receipt is emailed straight to her phone, and because Sam's user journey has been mapped, she even gets a discount. 2 weeks later, the social media team at the store spot a post of a happy camper Sam at the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. Another happy customer.
So I picked this video from the internet and thought it's relevant to talk about the customer journey, right? As we saw in the video and the previous slide where I was talking about the customer habits, they're not starting that shopping experience or that particular transaction in the store. They're starting it much before they actually walk into the store by doing online research or creating a shopping cart while they're at home or office, and then they may choose to go to the store or actually end the particular transaction outside of the store. So what is the customer expecting these days, right? They want to shop from anywhere, anytime, and they want to use any device, tablet, mobile, in-store, point of sale, or even gaming consoles and things like that. They want instant gratification. What we saw in the video, they bought something, they got the coupon that they could use in the same store trip or the next store trip for the related items. And then they want the best offers, convenience, availability of the product, right? So if you actually, in some stores, at Walmart, we actually have if the product is not in the store, our cashiers could tell what's the next nearest store that the product is available, or we could actually take the order from there and ship it to the store. But a lot of times, they want to know whether the product is available before they actually go to store so they don't get disappointed. So how do you actually show the availability before the journey starts so there's less disappointment? And also, they want to have the instant feed to the world about their experience. This goes back to sharing their feedback, excitement about the product, how much they love it, or how crappy their whole customer journey was. So you lost not only that one customer, but you also lost a couple of other customers that probably were planning to make that journey into your stores. They information everywhere, shopping everywhere, anytime, anywhere. So that's the customer's expectations. If these are the complex expectations that they have, are retailers ready to take care of their customers? If you take a look at the retail ecosystems today, everything is built in silos. I mean, like you have corporate systems, then you have the distribution systems, and you have like your CPG or the manufacturer suppliers. And then through the evolution, you have, as I think, Graham, it was you in the morning, you talked about the evolution of retail, right? Many retailers that have been in the business for the last 15 plus years, they actually started in the brick and mortar. And when the online bubble came up, they actually started, hey, I need to be in the online presence. So I went and created my e-com. So I have an online presence, and I'm actually doing business with my customers in web-based. And then the mobile commerce came. So, and some retailers may have convenience stores with retail embedded. So they are playing in all fronts, but are they playing integrated, or are they playing in silos? To the most part, a lot of large retailers, even though it may feel like they are integrated, they're not in reality. So with this ecosystem and all the retail enterprise and external ecosystem that are all individual, IoT is a great way for them to connect the dots together. But before they actually do it, they need to make sure their house inside is having all the cabling, so you can just switch the IoT things on, so you have those capabilities ready. So what do retailers want in terms of their systems to be, right? They want the superior consumer experience. They want the secure solutions and manage risk, because somebody in the morning said, we've been hacked almost a week, almost one time every week. And considering that we've been hacked, opening up to more IoT channels puts us into more risk of being hacked. So how do we actually create that secured environment so the risk is less? And ability to add digital capabilities quickly, and so on and on. I'm not going to read through the whole list, but essentially what it is saying is, with the silos of the individual systems that are not integrated, the technology in the market may be really, really great. Can we really take advantage of it? And a lot of large retailers, including ourselves, Walmart, have realized that we fundamentally have to change the way our systems are architected, our business is operated, in order to make sure that we meet all of the expectations of the customers that we have. Just a quick look at where every retailer is at a different point in this journey, right? As you can clearly see, there is nobody in single channel anymore. Everybody either .com, trying to be having a presence in brick and mortar, or if you have like a brick and mortar presence, you already have invested in a multi-channel, digital touch points. Again, to me, the multi-channel and omni-channel is you may be playing in more than one channel. You're reaching your customer, that's multi-channel. Omni-channel, it's more like you are giving that seamless experience in an integrated fashion. As you can see, this is from IHL. I believe it's last year that they were projecting the spend in 2017, how much is going to be in the global retail world, what percentage of retailers are prioritizing, right? As you can see in the multi-channel world, 50% of retailers are prioritizing in the mobile for associates, like meaning mobile POS, or have, instead of, because if you have like a big point of sale, you cannot bring those machines to wherever the customers are walking and have them check out. So mobile point of sale devices for a faster checkout and nice experience for the customer. But again, if you actually look at this, they are building this particular mobile experience in a silo. So if and when they want to change this touch point and this touch point, they actually have to invest twice to get that capabilities in both different versions of checkout experience. So if you look at the omni-channel retailers, 40% of retailers are struggling to integrate those systems because they're hard. And capabilities in both channels were designed to work in a different way. Now you have the struggle between the both business units trying to come to a common understanding and agreement on how you run your business. Technology is a simple thing, but beyond technology, you need to figure out how you're going to run the business. Give you a perfect example. We do order online, pick up in the store. Like, let's say you go to walmart.com, buy a pair of shirts, and then you have it shipped to the store, and you pick up in the store for free. Same day pickup, everything, all the nice things. You may have the same shirt sitting in the store, but you cannot pick that piece of shirt because it's a store inventory. We actually ship those 2 shirts from the online order from a .com distribution center and pay additional labor in the store to maintain and manage the deliveries of that online orders in the store. So when the shipment arrives from the .com DC to the store, there is a personal that takes care of it, and you walk into the store and you pick it up. But the same shirt may be sitting in the aisle that you could have picked up and saved the whole time and money invested in that distribution of that product. So, but we are thinking on integration and how do we make it our stores are equivalent to our DCs in the future. So that's the journey we're in. And then if you actually think the Internet of Things type disruptive technologies, only 1.3% of retailers are going to spend on IoT. The reason is because it's not that they don't want to or they don't see the value and benefit that the IoT and AI and machine learning, all these things bring up, but it is because their platforms are not in a way that you can easily integrate these things. So I think Wenk's presentation in the morning showed the Gartner's hype cycle, and I was actually specifically looking for where the IoT, machine learning, and those things fell in the Gartner hype cycle, and all of them, if you guys noticed, were on the peak of, or the hype of inflated expectations. So a lot of people will understand and realize that they'll go into the bottom of that graph where you're going to be disappointed with that technology in the near future, because not that technology is bad, but you don't really have avenues to get benefits out of that because of the legacy baggage that us as retailers have been kept in our back pockets for many years since. The key challenges for the retailers, right? The pace of changing needs of business is changing very dramatically, very quickly. Even with the new customer generation group, the thought process of retailing is changing every day. The technology, the gadgets is helping that to change even faster. And then to deliver the new capabilities faster with minimal risk, it's really becoming a key challenge. And we as retailers want to do more or less and leverage existing systems than investing in modern technologies. At the end, the same change will be cheaper and quicker if we had invested in modernizing our tech platforms to take advantage of the latest techs. And then, we want to grow and engage customers in new ways, and we end up doing in silos as well. So what should retailers do, right? So POS, historically and traditionally, is a commodity. We have a system that can take payment and check people out. Why change? Why invest in it, right? So that's been the challenge, and that's why all of these mobile checkout, self-checkout platforms have been designed and developed as silo technologies within the store. If you had invested in it earlier, then you wouldn't have been in a situation where making a change means making change 5 different times, because I have 5 different ways of checking customers out in my store. So start thinking about being the POS. It's no longer POS. I would be really surprised if we don't actually see any big box checkout machines at the front of the store in 5 to 10 years. It probably is all self-service driven and mobility driven anyways going forward. So think of that as a differentiator. And then also, traditional POSs, everything is one big application, right? Like you have your customer journey experience, like the user interfaces and user experience factors, challenge combined with your business logic and promotions, how you handle restrictions, and all that. Start thinking about architectural disruptions that can help you leverage the IoT and other technologies. IoT and cloud continue to help drive the innovation and keep adding different touch points as the technology emerges quickly, so that way you're not going to have to spend multiple times for the same capability, and also the change will be much quicker. Just a quick sample architectural diagram. I don't want to bore you guys with this, but as you can see, the architecture of the next generation retail platform, I stopped calling it POS, is going to give you a separate IoT platform bed and a separate IoT data bed and your enterprise data to play with all the connections that you're going to have to and will add with the technology that's going to keep evolving. You no longer have to make a change to your POS application as such and start leveraging your platform, and it's all going to be like plug and play, how you would add a Nest home AC controller to your internet. It's all going to be a plug and play when you actually disrupt your current architecture and make it more service enabled, and everything is going through a security monitored federated messaging that's there to just tell. It's like your Honda or Ford. You only have one basic chassis or engine, but you have like different designs of cars that you can put any car model onto it. Your engine and basic mechanics flow the same way. And then with the same thing, when you have that kind of architecture, your presentation of different touch points will become irrelevant. And all you're changing, you're basically changing your business logic once through the messaging. And any touch point, customer can start their journey here, 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 and they can end it here, here, here. So the journey becomes seamless, and the change becomes less effective, less cost effective, and can be delivered quickly. And just a small case study that we are doing with a university in the US, a smart cart, leveraging the Internet of Technologies, and beacons and mobile apps that the customer built in. So as soon as the customer walks into the store, the Bluetooth enabled device lets the store know that so-and-so person is here, and that store would communicate to the smart cart that has a chip enabled and reads and knows you as a customer as you walks into the near to the cart. And as you are walking through the store, and also assuming that you have had some wish list added into your cart before coming to the store, it continues to keep adding items. And also, the smart cart knows the navigation of your store and walks with you or drives you to the items that you need to go pick up in the store. And then you can make a payment through your mobile phone, or your cart itself can take the payments based on your profile, and then it walks you to the store, to your car, pick up your stuff, and it walks back to the store. And this may be expensive cart, so we may not be actually implement this in all the carts that we have in the stores. But think of this as some of the high-end retailers implementing it as a premium service with a charge to the customer, or you have like tiered loyalty programs, and your executive platinum people can use it for free. So they come back to the same store to get that status in your loyalty Q. Then the other concept that we're trying is the smart coupon. I think somebody also talked about this in the morning. Once you enter, the store knows you as a person, and then identifies, and then start pushing customized digital coupons based on what you have in the cart or what you have in your previous purchase history, what we think you might, and then you can walk around the store, and then when you come to the checkout, the coupons are automatically applied to your transaction, and the discount is given. And again, this, I'm showing it here, the customer is at the point of sale, but it could be the customer can check out using the mobile POS as well. So a lot of things are happening, a lot of expectations from customers, and a lot to be done from retailer standpoint. It's not a simple thing. You sleep today and you wake up tomorrow and there is technology, you leverage it. You have to create a platform where the changes can be easily made and the technology can be adapted. And also think of capability delivery versus big bang projects, right? Changing a POS or changing a supply chain system in retail is highly complex and takes 2 to 3 years. Actually, I was when I asked Payback the question on how long it took for integrating Payback payment, just the payment portion to a retailer, it was like 1 to 2 years. So think about the capabilities versus big bang projects. So the business can see the value, the customers can utilize the technology quicker. And then finally, last but not least, the technology projects no longer should be technology projects. They should be transformations in the companies, the way you operate, the way your store associates operate, and the way the customers actually interact with you should all transform into something new. Disruptive retailing is ahead of us, and don't treat those as small projects. Treat them as transformations, and you'll knock it off. All right? And my contact info, in case if you all have any questions or need to engage with me. Any questions?